Alright guys, hello and welcome to another episode of Caps Tech. In today's episode we're going to show you a little bit about the EMF detectors and K2 meters that we have and we use on the team. So we have 5 meters here in front of you. The first one up here is the ghost meter. So the ghost meter is an EMF detector, and it also is specified for less of the electromagnetic field and more of the actual paranormal earth and energy. Whereas the other meters are more for all of the full electromagnetic spectrum. But this one's supposed to be calibrated more just for the paranormal. So this one specifically takes a 9-volt battery. It has a light on top so that when you detect something, it lights up. And it also has a sound, and it does that every time that you turn it on. So we're going to turn this one on, and that's basically what it does when it detects something. It has a an analog meter at the top here that kind of shows you what the level is of what it's detecting. So that's this one. Then next we have another analog tester, and this one also runs on 9-volt batteries. And it has a series of 5 lights at the top up here that light up. This one, when you press the button, it lights up all the lights again to show you that it's working. And the bottom light there is the lowest of the electromagnetic spectrum. And this one typically is always on. So you don't want to mistake that this one is going to be evidence of something going on in the area or anything. And typically what we found in the average area is pretty much anywhere between the first 2 green and possibly the yellow, as far as like the ambient electromagnetic fields that we're seeing. So it never really goes up into the orange or the yellow unless you're near power lines or yeah, yellow or red, sorry.
Orange or red. It's a third try. It never goes up to the orange or red unless...
These also are very finicky. It usually doesn't go up until the orange or the red unless you're near power lines or microwaves or television sets. So just be aware of that if you're out investigating in a home or somewhere where there's massive power lines and stuff. It will interfere with that. And these we found are also very vibrational sensitive, that if you bump it, you can actually get it to spike all the way up into the red, and it has nothing to do with anything that you're actually detecting. It's just the vibrations of the impact of the sensor inside. So that's a little bit about this one. And Derek is going to tell you about the 3 meters down here.
Well, this guy right here does, I can turn it on so I can show you. I got a setting for regular UTs or milligauss, and I can do temperature as well. And if it goes off, like if you put it by like a phone, it'll beep red. You detect if something's nearby you. I used this before, and it worked for me really well. So it's one of the best things you can get if you want to be a starter or whatever. It's a good one to start with in order to understand stuff and work with. So this one makes noise as well when that's going on. My next piece I have, I'm going to turn this, is my Mel meter. It does temperature, milligauss. My temperature's all screwed up right now. I don't know why, but it does EMF work. It has a kickstand on the bottom where you can prop it up, and you can just do a lot of stuff with it. You can turn the backlight on and off if you want, or you turn it on. It stays on when you turn it on. You just hold the power button down, and it turns off. Next piece I have is my digital EMF, which is almost like this, but this one's digital, and also this will bleed out if you're near power lines or anything that's going to set off electronics. It will bleed it out along with the K2. And this one has a setting for milligauss or Tesla measurements. You always want to put it all the way to milligauss so you can detect anything that's paranormal. And that's what you want to put it on. And this also has a kickstand where you can prop it up when you're on a floor like this, on an angle. Same thing with this one. This one doesn't make noise. Neither does this one. Just this one I have makes noise when there's something nearby. Like a phone. If I put it by my phone, it will go off. So yeah. That's what that one does. And I just turn it off like that. And you all take... I think this one takes one. This one takes three AAA batteries. These two take 9 volts. And they're always good to have. Wherever you go that's haunted. You can always try and disprove stuff with it sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to disprove stuff when you get good hits on these things.
Okay. So the basic difference between these is these guys are analog. They show you lights and stuff. These guys are digital. They're a little bit nicer because you can actually see what the actual number is, whereas this one you just kind of have to guess. These two, like you said, does temperature, whereas these two don't. This one does not do temperature, right?
No, it doesn't.
These two have the kickstand so that they can stand up and you can see them easier, whereas the other ones you all have to hold. And I believe none of them actually record the data, correct?
No, but if you put it on a kickstand, you can always put one in front of a camera and you set up.
Correct, yeah.
So you can see if anything goes near it to set it off. These two especially.
And it looks like this one would have, this would be your temperature sensor, would be this wire, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then your other sensors are on to the sides on both this one and this one. So whatever you're measuring is going to be off to the sides. Whereas I believe this one measures more straight ahead of you and this one records up and down is where the actual sensor is. And I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the way. So they are directional. And like I said, these actually show you right on them which way that your sensors are. The rest of these do not.
Well, this one shows you on the right and left sides. The sensors are right here.
Yep. And the rest of these don't. Actually, this one does say EMF sensors to the sides too. Right on the front. I'm sorry. I'm blind. But, so there you go. That's those. And we already covered the eddy in a different video. So we are going to, if you're interested more on that one, check that video out. But these are our digital and our analog EMF detectors. And check out our other video on testing these out to see how they interact with other stimulus as far as each other, electromagnetic fields, cell phones, radio frequencies, etc. And we're going to show you kind of what to watch out for in the field as far as your other equipment interacting with these. So watch for that video then too.